Hello, VC West here, checking in with my vinyl inbox for the month of August 2017. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day, great night, whenever it is you're watching this. August was a pretty good month for me vinyl-wise. Got a lot of new pickups, some pretty cool stuff. Let's go ahead and get into some fun stuff and talk about the music I picked up in August. First thing I want to talk about is I had one CD pickup. Saw Matt Hayes talk about this on his channel, and that is Pink Floyd's Pulse. And this is not a new CD. This is not a new album. This came in at 94, was it when this was released? 95? Picked that up, saw he grabbed one. He talked about how to change the battery, which I did on this one. Hopefully you can see the blinking light on here. Pretty easy process, but never actually bought this when it came out. It was quite expensive when it was new and just never got around to buying it. Pretty readily available on eBay nowadays, so I picked up that. That was my one CD pickup for the month. The next thing I have, kind of the most recent stuff, I guess. At the end of the month, I had a small Goodwill pickup. I picked up 3 albums from Goodwill. They're 3 for 99 cents or 10 for $2, so you kind of buy either 3 or 10 or multiples of those kind of things. The first thing I got here is Brian Auger's Oblivion Express Straight Ahead. Just sort of a fusion jazz kind of thing. Did have a chance to spin this a bit. Like it pretty well. Next up, I got a demonstration record here for Shure, the people who make the cartridges. This is their Era 4 Audio Obstacle Course. Yeah, these just test records, fun kind of things to sort of challenge your system and see how it sounds and everything. And they talk about, you know, Shure cartridges, of course, and stuff. And yeah, just fun little audiophile oddity kind of things that I like to collect. So that was a cool find. And one more Goodwill find. This was the main reason I bought any vinyl at all. I do have a copy of this album. It's definitely a favorite of mine, and the one I have is a radio promo, so it has a giant sticker on the front, but that is John Martin's Glorious Fool album. It has a giant timing sticker right up front here and kind of covers up the album art. So I wanted to grab this one, just a regular copy of it. Awesome album. If you haven't really checked out John Martin before, this is a good place to start. This is an easy one to find, and it's good. I don't think it's going to put you off too much. This was actually produced by Phil Collins. Phil Collins plays on here. He has an awesome piano bit he does on the last track, Don't You Go. Yeah, Phil Collins on piano is kind of cool. But yeah, if you're new to John Martin, this is a good place to start. This is where I started, and I've gone on from there and liked it a lot. And this is a good album. It definitely has 80s production, but it's not cheesy. It's really good quality music, quality instrument, quality playing, you know, kind of stuff. It's, you know, as I said, it's produced by Phil Collins. It's on the Duke label. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, next thing I have to talk about is something that came out a few months ago. Geez, maybe more than 4 or 5 months ago at this point. I don't remember exactly when this came out. A band I love, band I've bought their past albums, and just didn't get this one when it came out. And finally was down in Ocala at a Barnes & Noble. We don't have a Barnes & Noble here in town, and was looking for something to pick up and saw this and thought, yeah, that's something I definitely need to pick up and give a serious listen to. I've given sort of a cursory listen to it digitally. Of course I like it. It's Fleet Foxes' Crack Up. Actually, this is still sealed. I have not had the chance to even open this yet. I was thinking about doing a vinyl discovery episode on it, so I have not opened it yet, but should be pretty nice. It's in a nice Stoughton jacket on the None Such label. So yeah, it's Fleet Foxes' killer sort of modern folk kind of stuff. Yeah, dig that quite a bit, so looking forward to giving that a listen. Next thing, I got 3 pickups from my local record store here in town. Here again, was digging through their new arrivals and in the used bin. They have a used new arrival sort of area where things that are just going out get put, so you can kind of go in and check those out. And it's usually the first place I go. The first thing I got here is a Vinyl Me Please issue from a month or two before I started. This was kind of one of the things that sort of opened my eyes to Vinyl Me Please. I know Paul, Baraka P. Dub, talked about this a lot. I sampled it. I liked what I heard. I almost bought it on multiple occasions, just never got around to buying it, and was lucky enough to find it in my local store used for $8, still in shrink wrap, and that is Blessed Feathers with There Will Be No Sad Tomorrow. This is sort of a modern indie pop kind of thing. It's sometimes it gets a little more rocky, sometimes it's a little electronic, sometimes it's kind of folky. Really cool, sort of light psychedelic, even maybe. Really cool stuff. But yeah, I was glad to pick this up. This is, as I said, this is a Vinyl Me Please issue. It's on purple vinyl, pinkish purple vinyl, light purple vinyl. There you go. There's a pretty vinyl on that one. Yeah, there's the inner sleeve on that one. There's also a book that goes along with it. So yeah, I was really glad to finally get a physical copy of this, and yeah, cool. Glad for a good find. This next pickup was a really killer find. Always on the lookout for albums by this band. Surprisingly, I don't seem to find them very often. I don't know what it is. I see other people showing them a lot. I just never seem to come across them. But this is the album Radioactivity by Kraftwerk. 1975 is the date on this one. Yeah, 75. Beautiful minty copy of this album. I did pay up for this a bit, I think. But as I said, it's minty. It's really worth it. It's really super clean. Just pristine, like it was brand new. This is a first pressing of the album. It does include the inserts with the Radioactivity stamps. I've never seen these before. I didn't even know these were supposed to be there. So that's really cool that those were still there. Printed inner sleeve with liner notes and a photo of the band. And then the orange capital label. U.S. first pressing of this. And again, the vinyl itself is minty clean as well. So, you know, like I said, it was worth paying up for it a bit. It was still less than what a reissue would cost. So, you know, there is that. But more than I typically would pay for a used record, definitely. And then that same night, I bought what is actually the second issue of this collection that I'm gonna be trying to collect more of moving forward. This is part of the American Epic series, and this is the Best of Leadbelly. The American Epic series was a PBS special done by Jack White about early Americana kind of music, American folk music and blues music. Definitely an interesting series. I have not had a chance to check it out yet. I need to pick up the Blu-ray, go ahead and watch the series. I'm sure it'll be something I love. This again is still sealed. I'm probably not going to do a vinyl discovery on this one because I did a vinyl discovery on one I'm about to show you here in a minute. But I just haven't got a chance to open this up yet and give it a listen. But these are very nicely done. I'll talk more about that when we get to this next one I'm going to show you. But this is Best of Leadbelly. Really nice, really reasonably priced too as well. These are like $15. Really nice. Talked about this many times over the past year or so, and I've been collecting the Beatles Mono series. There was only one more I needed. The Beatles Mono issues are starting to dry up. If you want to get them, you better get them now. I think they're going to go out of print. But this is the last one I needed, and that is Help in Mono. Of course, as I've said many times before, the mono pressings, these mono reissues are incredible. I was very skeptical to begin with, and I've totally been won over by them, and I'm glad I have them all now. So this was the last one I needed. Finally got it. And yeah, that's that. I actually had to pay, yeah, the prices are going up on these. I had to pay like $25 for this. I tried to order it on Amazon. The order just stayed and stayed and stayed. Never shipped. I finally had to cancel it, and picked this up on Discogs, still sealed, from a record store somewhere. But yeah, as I said, grab them while you can if you want them. Alright, next thing I have here to talk about is the Vinyl Me Please album of the month. This is an album I already know. an album I already have on vinyl, an album from the band I love. Their new album is coming out actually tomorrow, and it's scheduled to be delivered here tomorrow. I'm looking forward to getting that. But this is the Vinyl Me Please reissue of the Nationals Boxer. 2007 is the date on this one. This one has the Fake Empire on it. Very noticeable song by them. Yeah, I love the National. Nice thing about this is it does include a bonus 7-inch with 2 tracks from the new album. So I've already heard 2 tracks from the new album. That's on. They did that on clear vinyl, clear 7-inch vinyl. Really neat. Download code for the Boxer album. The insert with lyrics on it. I think that same insert is in my regular vinyl pressing of this. The inner sleeve with the track listing and some liner notes. And then the pressing of this is on a sort of a silvery gray vinyl. Yeah, just a very nice reissue of that by Vinyl Me Please. Yeah, it's kind of funny that this month's album was something I already had on vinyl of an album I love, and the one that's coming out this month in September is another album I already have on vinyl, and I do love it, but I'm still looking forward to it. I hope that October's record is not something I already have. That would be nice. Maybe a new release of some kind. Introduce me to some new music. But yeah, I know a lot of people are really going to love September's album. I know there are a lot of people out there that want that album. It was not an easy album to find. Not easy to come by, so that's a cool thing that they're reissuing that. All right, next thing I have to talk about is a piece of sort of electronic dance music, I guess is the best way to explain it. It's definitely not ambient music. It's more of a dancey kind of electronic music. Something I saw in a video a while back. Had this on my wish list for a while. Listened to it a lot digitally and finally broke down and bought the vinyl release of it. And that is Odessa, their album In Return. And it's Odessa is how that's pronounced, or how that's spelled, I should say. Just some really cool electronic dancey kind of stuff. Love the artwork on this. Definitely fits the music quite well. Very chill electronic kind of stuff here. Black 180 gram vinyl, 2 LP set. Pressed at MPO in France, which is really cool. Yeah, do appreciate that. MPO is a really good pressing plant, and it's good to see more stuff coming from them. And it did include a download code as well. Yeah, so that's Odessa's In Return. Really cool album. If you're into electronic dance music kind of stuff, check them out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. They're pretty popular, pretty well known. But yeah. All right, and then the last thing I have to talk about for this month as far as what I picked up is another one of these American Epic releases. This is the first one I picked up, this is the Best of the Blues. And this is just a sampler of a lot of different blues artists. You got Robert Johnson, Mississippi John Hurt, Charlie Patton, Willie Brown, Son House, Blind Willie Johnson, Blind Willie McTell. A lot of different blues artists on here. Really nice compilation. Really nice sounding record. I will say I did watch an episode of Tested with Adam Savage recently, where he went to Third Man Records, Jack White's new pressing plant in Detroit, and did a whole episode on that. And they were actually pressing these records at the time he was there, so I actually saw them pressing these records there. So these are pressed at Third Man Records in Detroit. Really nicely done. Tipped on Stoughton jacket, not a gatefold, but a really nice heavy jacket with a pasted on sleeve, and it has that sort of rubberized kind of finish. If you're familiar with Jack White's was it Blunderbuss, he did that sort of rubberized kind of finish as well. And these have that nice, very tactile, very nice feeling surfaced records. And yeah, I'm impressed with the sound quality on these. The pressing, I'm impressed with the pressing quality, I should say. Very quiet, very flat. Definitely doing some better quality control than United was by themselves. Even though I know Jack White typically would have a watchful eye over his stuff there, but yeah, really cool to have some new releases come out of that new pressing plant and have a chance to give them a try. And I'm really digging them. So those are my pickups for August. Hope you enjoyed this episode. As I said, we'll be riding the storm out here in a couple days. Hopefully it'll be not too bad. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you some updates in the coming weeks. We'll see how things go. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, great night, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.